Okay, take two. And we're back to the tablet. So, I was tagged by Saph Stitched on August 28th for 20 questions crochet. And I'm finally getting around to doing it. I've had all my questions and answers written out, but I've been super busy, at least in my mind. So I haven't been making videos, and I tried to do it on my camera, and my camera filled up, and I tried to put it on my computer. My computer is out of memory, and so back to the tablet. Lion's mane. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to try and make it short, sweet, to the point, as much as you can for 20 questions. Here, number one. How old were you when you learned to crochet? I was 10. My mother wanted me to sit still when we were out in public, so she opened up a bag, which turned out to be full of granny squares, and handed me a hook and said, "This is how you connect them together. Go at it." And I sat still. And we were at a hair cutting appointment for the whole family. I remember it clearly. And I sat still. Fast forward 29 more years, I'm 39, and they finally diagnosed me with ADHD. And it was duh. So, number two, what was the first thing you remember making? I believe it was a granny square scarf, but if you don't really count that, since the granny squares were already made, it was a very, very wonky, lopsided single crochet scarf, because I don't think I was taught the chain one at the end of the row, and it was the ugliest thing. Very scratchy 1970s yarn out of my mother's stash. And she was not a crocheter, really. You know, it was something she had done, but she did not have hobbies. So this yarn was old. And so, yeah, probably gave it to her. I was so proud. And God knows what happened to it. Trash, probably. All right, number three. The make you are most proud of. I have 3. I cannot make a normal 3. See what happens to my hand, so I say 3. I will not tell you about the one because I am gifting it to someone. I'm going to try and insert pictures of the other 2. One is a pair of pants that I love to lounge around in. They are both by the same designer, Spider Mambo Designs. She is on Facebook and Ravelry. The one is called Plus Size Creepy Skull Pants, because when she designs a piece of clothing, she'll design it in normal sizes and then plus sizes. So they are pants, which I call lounge pants, and then as you are going up the leg, you are also lining them, and they have skulls in stripes. So yeah. And then the other one is the mermaid skeleton creepy cocoon, I believe it's called. And I made it for my eldest niece, but she does not really care what I make her. So I am not going to give it to her because she does not appreciate it. And it took a lot of work, especially for me, because I hate hand sewing. And it is one of those mermaid tails, and then an overlay over top of it is a skeleton like the spinal cord. And I hand sewed that entire thing on. You can tell it's a bit wonky, but I don't care because I did it and that took a lot. And it's in bulky weight, so I hand sewed bulky weight skeleton on top. So yeah, I am proud of that. Number 4, what is the oldest yarn you have in your stash? I have a skein about this big of rainbow mohair that I got from the thrift store, probably the Goodwill. And it is really itchy, scratchy. I don't know what to do with it. Probably pair it with something, but it's rainbow and it's mohair. And I thought it was all I owned, but then I did my yarn inventory and I have something with mohair in it for mice yarns. And I'm like, I have more mohair. I did not know. And so I get to play with mohair. And so, but that's probably the oldest I have. I mean, I have other vintage yarns, but I think that's the oldest. I'll have to check if there's a date on it. I will look in my inventory and see what the exact name of it is. It might be Allure or Lara. I don't know. Number 5, knife or pencil grip. Definitely a knife. I'm like gripping that thing. Yeah. I even hold my fork that way. So, number 6, do you prefer Boye or Susan Bates style hooks? Answer, neither. I have both in my stash, and depending on who has the H hook ready when I need it, that's who I grab. I use both equally. If it has a pointy tip, it has a pointy tip. If it has a rounded tip, it has a rounded tip. My hand adjusts. I think I slightly prefer a pointier tip. I do not seem to prefer the inline to the taper, because I've been crocheting for so long. I've been crocheting 33 years. I think my tension is pretty good with or without the inline. So yeah, I really don't prefer either or. Favorite brand of hook, number 7. I love Furls. I had some that I had won and I had not used them, and then I won a resin one. I had only wood ones up until then, and I used it and I went, oh. And then I went, I should try the wood ones, and I went, these are so nice too. And then I tried the alpha one and I went, too short for my hand. So I will not be buying more alpha ones. I won the alpha one. I won the wood ones. The only ones I have bought are the resin ones. And I won an Odyssey. And I love the Odyssey as well. They're just so smooth. They love the yarn. They have a great shape. I also love my Tulip Etimo, my Clover, which I got all on deep, deep discounts off of Amazon. I only buy on discount. It's all I can afford to buy on. But then again, I have a knockoff brand of, looks like Clover, supposed to look like Clover, isn't Clover, but it's very nice as well. Turns out they work great. Pretty much as long as they're ergonomic and they're smooth, they're great. I will work with them. Number 8, favorite hook size or range. I love an I hook, but I'll use from a G to a K hook because of the yarns I'm using. And then that leads right into number 9, favorite weight of yarn. I don't have a favorite weight of yarn. I range for projects, but I don't have a favorite weight. I will use for crochet pretty much anything from a 2 to a 6. I haven't really gone into 7s, and haven't really gone beyond 2. I do want to try crochet thread, see how that works, but my knuckles get tight, so we'll see how that goes. I do knit with a 1 weight and I don't have a problem, but it might be because your fingers are doing different things. Because when I started knitting, I got sore because my fingers were learning new motions. So, 10, favorite yarn fiber and why? Most of my life I used acrylic, and it was low-end value acrylic. And I'm just discovering other fibers. I'm really loving when they blend the fibers, like cotton acrylic, wool cotton, wool acrylic, and just the magic that happens when they come out that way. 11, feature one of your favorite yarns. I'm not going to just do one. I never just do one. Okay, there is a dyer I really like, and it is called Round Mountain Fibers. So I'm going to do her. She is online. I will link her below. She does beautiful yarns, and she also does what she calls drunken dyeing kits. And they sound so fun. I actually have I won, on Facebook, she does a trivia Tuesday or Wednesday or something, and you go into her live, which is only like half an hour long, and you answer a question, and she picks a couple people and gives them a $5 coupon to her shop. And I think you can stack the coupons, and they never run out. And I have one of those that I want to use. But I have some of her hanks that I have been saving. She has ornithology collection, entomology collection, botany collection, aquatic collection, geology collection, and they run along those lines based on, and then she does a pride line in June, and then a dyer's choice, but just beautiful nature-based colors that are bright and bold. Some are muted, but I like the bright and bolds. Okay, and then also I love mandala cakes and caron cakes, and it's just because of the variety of all the colors and the variety of the sizes and textures, and the mandala cakes are well within most people's price range. Okay. Number 12, what is your favorite crochet item to make? I don't really have one. I love to jump around from different patterns to different patterns, though I do make a lot of baby blankets. I love shawls because a lot of them have different stitches involved, and hats, quick makes, but then they also have different stitches and textures. 13, which crochet item do you least enjoy making? Large pieces of clothing, like adult clothing, dresses, sweaters, things that need to fit and suit the wearer, because I worry about the fit. I have run across so many patterns where it says this is going to make a men's extra large, which my dad was most of his life, and then it's too tight in the arms, and you know, it's a crop top, and I went exactly by the pattern and the measurements came out, and it's like, it's not men's extra large. You know, it didn't measure up to what his sweatshirts did, which are extra larges, and you know, it's just, no. Kids' clothes are so much easier and so much faster. So, what is one crochet item you have yet to make? I thought about this one. I'm not sure. I mean, if you go in the general, like sweaters and ponchos and things like that, I've made ponchos. I've made sweaters. I've made adult sweaters. I've made kids sweaters, I've made slippers, I've made hats, I've made mittens, I've made fingerless gloves, socks, I said slippers, blankets, baby blankets, buntings, booties, bibs. I haven't made a Rwanda. So, but that's kind of like poncho. So do we want to get in the nitty gritty? I don't know. But, I mean, if you go in the general, I've kind of made something from all the categories that I can think of. I haven't made a hood for a dog. I want to make one. Okay? I haven't made a dog sweater yet. I want to make that. There. Dog items. I haven't made dog clothing. There you go. Okay. 15. Describe your color palette. I like autumn colors and rainbows. Oh, and throw in sparkles. Okay. Just shake it all up. But don't give me glitter. I'm not allowed to have glitter. They won't let me. They let me have glitter for certain projects, but I'm not allowed to open it without them around. Number 16. What is your favorite crochet hack? Okay. Oh, okay. I don't have an actual work in progress with me, but I can pretend. Okay. Little ghost or coaster I made. When you have your stitch that you're working with, your last stitch that's open that you're working with, and it's up here, put your stitch marker through it, pull it, put your stitch marker through it, pull it down, and then put your stitch marker down into the next stitch that you've already done. Not just through the loose stitch, okay, because then it can pull all over the place, but through that loose one and then down through the one in the cloth and then close it. And then it's not going anywhere. You could just hang it, you could throw it around your head, you could do whatever. It's not going anywhere. It locks it to the piece. Okay? So, yeah. That's my hack. Probably everybody knows it already, but... Okay. Number 17. What are your thoughts on crochet being a trend and companies mass producing it? It will never be as good as handmade. Now, people who don't understand handmade processes will, of course, buy it. They want to buy cheap. They will always buy what's cheaper and what's more available. They're the ones who come to the craft stores and go, I can buy that at Walmart for 10 bucks, $5. And then you go, bye, see you at Walmart. I saw Saph actually say that it was going to affect the crafters who take the time to make the product, and it's going to take away from us, and it's going, because this is they're hiring people in countries and paying them slave wages to make the product, and unfortunately that is true. Now we have two courses in front of us. We can either start a revolt and a petition to get people to not do this, which, as we've seen in the past, rarely does anything, but it may, because big corporations are only after one thing, and that's money. But if they are giving jobs to these people and paying them a living wage, then there is no recourse we can take. But eventually people will see that their product, now since crochet cannot be machine made and it is being people made, it will last as long as what we make. So I was going to say it will fall apart, it is cheaply made, blah blah blah, but if it is not being cheaply made and it is being made by people, it is being handmade, there is the case that it is good crochet quality. So it may not fail, and they are getting it cheaper. I really don't know how to answer this question. I'm a little stumped by this one. I don't like it. I don't like being undersold by companies who think it's just another avenue for revenue, when we are trying to create art that will become heirloom. But I also don't know how to go about stopping it when they are big business. I am not one of those leaders who comes up with the plan. I can get behind the leaders and I can give ideas, but I am not the leader. So I'm going to go on to question 18. Feature a pattern designer that you like. Well, I've already mentioned one in here, but I'm going to feature another one. And highlight one of their patterns. One of my favorite designers is Audrey Friesen, also known as Canoe Mountain Design. She's on Facebook, she's on Ravelry, and she's on Etsy. I will link her below. I love that she puts so much texture into her designs. She lives in Canada, and I have tested for her, and it was really hard for me to pick one of her designs, so I just really scrolled through her Ravelry and kind of did a cover my eyes and point at something. So I picked the Mountain Range Infinity Scarf. And if I can put a picture, I will put a picture. 19. What is the next pattern you want to make? Now that's a tough one. I have a knit shawl I really want to cast on, and it's called the As You Wish Inconceivable Shawl. But I also want to make the Count My Blessings shawl by O.M. Granny Square. Someday I'll be able to speak like a big girl. Okay, 20. What is your best tip for beginners? Okay, try new things, even if they're a little scary. And if you're worried or scared, look to YouTube for a tutorial, or find someone you know who does your craft, who can show you how it's done. And remember, there is no wrong way or right way to do things. I taught my left-handed nephew to crochet, and he is ambidextrous in a lot of things, and he learned right-handedly how to crochet, but because he is predominantly left-handed, he wrapped his yarn the opposite way I did, and his crochet came out with a very interesting twist, and it looked really cool. So I didn't say, no, you're doing that wrong. I said, that's very cool, because he was still getting it to latch and create the loop he needed, and it wasn't forming knots or anything. So why yell at him? I mean, he's getting it. No wrong way, no right way. Don't be scared. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get knots. You're gonna have to use your scissors, but you're gonna get there, and then you're gonna be happy and so proud of yourself. So those are my 20 questions about crochet. Now, I need to tag 3 people, and I'm hoping in like the week that I did not do this, these people haven't been tagged. So here are my tags. I am tagging Sarah at Raven's Crochet. Hi Sarah, I hope you're doing good. I am tagging Anita at Queen Mama's Hillbilly House with Anita. I know she's been doing tags all over the place. And I am tagging someone no one would expect. I know he's just been sitting there. Now, I know we all forget he crochets, but Joe, Garden State Gardener, you crocheting magic man, I tag you. This is your challenge. Pick it up. I'll put all the questions down below. Have a great day, guys. Bye.